Hi, everybody. This is All Things Cheryl, basically coming to you with a review and a recap of Black Loves Judy, episode 7. And this particular reality show is coming through WeTV. Let me just explain what WeTV is. WeTV is an app that is a streaming service. Now, you guys know that streaming services is becoming very, very popular. In other words, they have found another way to basically make money from the customers, us, the fans. In order for you to see this, you can see it one or two ways. The first way is that you will definitely need to have either you have a cable where you subscribe for a packet, and basically you get all of that within the packet. The other way is that you will basically have to go on a streaming app like Peacock. What's the other ones? Peacock is one of the main one. But also, in order you've got to order the packet, and you got to pay for a subscription. Also, for you all who not aware, HBO. Well, we those of us who get the packet, I don't know whether or not if the packet is going to be exclusive from HBO, because HBO will no longer be giving us service. So we have to see exactly what's going on with that. Now, let's get on with the commentary of the Brat Love Judy. Uh, this particular episode, which was episode 7, for me was very, very difficult to watch. The one reason why I said it was very difficult to watch is because Brad is still stressing and still dealing with the fact that what she did 2, 3 years ago, she went to prison for 2, 3 years ago. I believe she struck a young lady who perhaps, I'm not going to say allegedly, she was involved with subsequently, which put her in jail for 3.5 years. I believe the young woman or the team of the young woman is trying to or is suing Brad. But Brad is really, really stressing, the fact that she does not want to get in the marriage with Judy with all of this debt that's basically going on with her. And so it was hard for me to watch the both of them go through, where is that you can tell that they basically do have love for each other, but there is some struggle, there is some challenges. Not only that, Judy is basically dealing with Deja, who is really having issues with what she wants to do for her career, and currently she is becoming a what do you call it, a lash technician, where she put on lashes. Now I think that she would do very well. It seems like she's trying to find something that she can basically stick to it, and it's not really going to take a long period of time. But eventually, Deja, eventually, you are going to have to go to tech cosmetologist and do that 2 years. Learn how to put the lash on, learn how to do the makeup, learn how to do everything. And I think personally, this is my opinion, I think you basically are going to follow in your mother's footsteps. That's just my opinion. But the way you're going about it is totally, totally different. Now we see a section where Judy and her assistant, she's a cutie pie too, her assistant of the warehouse, and she has basically been working with Judy for 3.5 years. We see that, and the warehouse assistant is really working out. They're unpacking a lot of stuff. They trying to get it, they trying to put everything in perspective. And so Judy took the opportunity to ask the manager, basically, of the warehouse, does she have any children? And she basically says, yes, I have two. I think she said one is 23 and the other one is like 15. And she said, I understand exactly how you feel because that's what they do around that age. But she also told Judy that she would basically uh, figure it out because she always do. Now Judy has this thing in with her is that she doesn't really like to do I seem like a plan B. She likes to basically work with plan A, and Brad is one of those other, like, she likes to work with plan A if and plan B. If plan A doesn't work, she can swing over to plan B. And there's nothing wrong with it. I can see both ways of the side too then. But in the meantime, we hear and we see Brad is in her studio, basically, as she always do, putting music together, putting songs and lyrics together. And basically, Judy comes in and asks Brad to basically come with her. And so Brad basically gets nervous because she basically knows exactly how Judy is when it comes to, because she never know that Judy is, she's over the top. She's really over the top. But really, both of them are over the top. But anyway, we see that Judy has prepared a, I want to say lunch or maybe dinner or whatever for the both of them. And so she basically sits Brat down and tell her, says, I have something for you. And so she brings out this lockbox. And with this lockbox, it's where uh, she basically put her phones in it, and she explained to Brett that she understands that Brett gets very, very upset because she's always on her phone. She doesn't really have, seems like she doesn't really have time for the both of them, and then they kind of sort of have to squeeze in time. And so the Brat set the phone for about 24 hours. So for 24 hours, Judy cannot do anything but be pay close attention with basically the Brat. And so we go on and we find out that uh, the Brat's Bella. Bella has basically, or the Brat called Bella and wanted to ask Bella what was in the making. And so Bella basically told Brat that there are some emails and stuff that they have to kind of like contend to since, you know, it seems that the COVID-19 is still in existence, but there's a lot of things that's going on. There's a lot of things that's beginning to open up because a lot of people are basically getting vaccinated. And so Bella tell Brad that maybe that everybody needs to kind of chill out, needs to probably go somewhere, have a good time, maybe go to a club. It's just, just them there doing their thing. And so we see in another areas, we see that the Brat and all the girls and everything has basically got together, I believe, at this, I don't know if it's a strip club or not, but at a club. And we see that they're they're beginning to have fun and everything like that. And so we see that Brad does have her engagement ring on. And so one of the girls, I think it's her best friend, who she was trying to intervene, that they needed some counseling and everything. And we'll get back to that counseling thing. And so we find out that the brat shows the ring and everything. And in the meantime, we see Deb. Deb is a manager. She's been in the business for a very long time, and she sees the way that the both of them look at each other. And so we see that Deb takes the brat out and asks Brett a couple of questions. And so Deb asked Brett, said, "Are you basically getting cold feet?" And so, of course, the brat says, "Get on with it," because they like to use this bitch, very fluently. And I'm not really into calling, other women bitchs. That's just me. And so Deb says, "You do know what the marriage is all about." And so Brat says, "Yes, I know what the marriage is all about." She says, "Well, are you having cold feet and everything?" And so Brad says, "No, I'm not having cold feet. I would have married her, the first day that I saw her." And I don't know who stalked who, but I thought Brad was the one who stalked Judy, but Judy says that she kind of was like stalking too. So the both of them were stalking. The reason why I say that is because the whole while uh, Judy had flew down to Atlanta, and Brad kind of ghosted her for a minute. So since she kind of ghosted her for a minute, Judy just basically went on about her stuff and started dating. Now we don't know whether or not if she was dating allegedly, if she was dating a man or if she's dating a woman, because we know that Judy's very fluent when it comes to who she loves. And so we find out that Brad really doesn't want to get Judy involved with what's going on, because she basically had this all before Judy even came a part of it. And so, Deb said, "Don't really matter either way. She's going to be a part of it and everything." And so, and then this is when the Judy, not Judy, but Deb basically woke the brat up to basically get her to see that Judy has been basically rocking with her from the very beginning, because basically she knew exactly what she was getting into when she got with Brad. So apparently these two really, really love each other, but at the same time, uh, Brat is really, really stressing about this bill that she has to be and has to pay. In the meantime, we see that the Brat is actually, they got together again. I'm kind of figured out in episode, I think it was episode, okay, this is 7. I think in episode 6, Judy had asked her, "Have you thought about the date? Do you want to get married?" And so Brad says, "Well, I still want to do the 222, the 2/22/22. I want that date." And so this one Judy told the Brad, "Well, you have to figure out what's going on. She is a procrastinator, because that's when the argument started with them over a silly piece of string or whatever. So we're not going to really get into that." And so this is when we go on and find out that the brat is basically up to something. The one reason why I said that she's basically up to something is because she basically wanted to ask, "Well, how much did you think that this wedding is basically going to cost us?" And so Judy says, "Well, I don't really know exactly how much this wedding is going to cost. It's not going to cost us that much." And this is when Brad says, "Oh, please, please, you got to be kidding with me." And I noticed that now, if you all paid attention, I noticed that Brad basically had all three of the rings that Judy had basically put together, and Judy was the one who picked out the 20, I think the 20 carat. And so we see that Brad is basically looking at these rings, and I believe that she's basically is going to present one of those rings, and she is going to propose to Judy. So we go on and we see that the brat is really having some issues. I'm kind of jumping back and forth, and I'm getting into 2 and 3 and 4. They finally got over to the uh, to talk to somebody, to see to the therapist. And so this is when the therapist asked Judy, she says, well, basically, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate knowing the brat? And she said, I give her a 6. And this is when the brat got very, very upset that the fact that she thought that she would score even higher. On a scale of 1 to 6, I think it's like maybe a 6.5. It's because, Brad, you do have some issues and challenges. You are used to being very private, but the fact that you got with an influencer, the fact that you got with a motivator, a speaker, a woman who basically pretty much know who or when she loves, she loves, and you are really, really having some totally issues with that, being private. Being private has its moments, and then, but you also have to realize the type of woman that you fallen in love with. She's not going to want to basically uh, just be private. And I believe once they get married, this is my opinion. I think, and once they get married, I believe the bride is really, really going to try to force Judy to really not so much go in the closet, but not be so much out there. Now, Judy herself said that she really don't want to see herself uh, basically in the warehouse, doing kaleidoscopes or anything like that. So, and we also have to understand the background of Judy. It's not just that she's a hairstylist, although she's been in it for a while and she has the passion, but she's also a real estate person. She has a real estate license. She has her mentoring license. So she has her fingers in everything. Well, this is my review on episode 7. We're moving into 8. And Deja. And we find out that Deja has basically found something that she think that she would stick with. Kenzie is growing, and it seems like things are going to get together. But I really do believe that they are going to do this 222 twin flames. Till the next time, this is All Things Cheryl. Please make sure that you follow me on all platforms. I'm very tired, guys, because I just finished doing a food drive. Where I live at. I live in I when I say I live in the hood, I really live in the hood. Till the next time, this is All Things Cheryl. Remember, love is for everyone, and unfortunately, I've lost one of our leaders in the Unity Fellowship movement, and that's Bishop Carl Being. And he truly will be missed. And that's why I say love is for everyone. With my t-shirt, it says, loves, this is, loves rule. And basically, love do rule. Till the next time, this is All Things Cheryl. Take care.